Hey, what's going on, guys? This is DropThisBox, and today I wanted to make a video talking about my love for Final Fantasy VII, and I thought it would be a good opportunity for you guys to get to know me a little bit better. And Final Fantasy VII is a series that I hold close to my heart, and pretty much what I'm going to be saying about the series is like why I love it, and also the whole story of how I got into the series. Because I got into this series, I believe, back in either the end of 2019 or possibly early 2020. It was actually my friend Zypher who got me into this game. Rest in peace, I'm really gonna miss the dude. He recently passed away a week and a half ago, but he was the sole reason why I got into Final Fantasy VII Remake, because I knew about Final Fantasy VII. I just, back then never really had the opportunity to play it. But when he introduced me to the series and he told me about it, he showed me the trailer, I was like, okay, maybe this is something that I can really get into. And then once the game launched, me and him were talking about it all the time, and we were watching each other play it through Discord. After I completed that game, I was like, whoa, this game definitely took me by surprise, and I just fell in love with it instantly. Like, I remember after I was done beating that game, I was like going to my friend Zypher and I was like, hey, I gotta see his reaction when he gets to certain parts that I've already seen. I mean, I really wish his old Twitter was up, because those clips of me and him are on there. The difference with the OG Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth is that in the OG Final Fantasy VII, you got the whole game right there. But with Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, you still have those things from the OG game within Remake and Rebirth, exploring the certain areas, encountering those characters, those key moments within Final Fantasy VII that got a lot of people really addicted to the game. Those moments are still there. It's just a little bit different because, Square Enix is breaking it into 3 different parts, and they're kind of making their own little spin on it, which is like really interesting, which is why me and him both got so invested into Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy. Ever since then, I started, looking for some merchandise for Final Fantasy VII, because one of the things that I always do, like when it comes to like certain series I get into, if I end up trying to get some merch for it, which is why you see me wearing a Final Fantasy VII shirt. I actually had this from Etsy, and I also started collecting, different prints when I went to conventions. I'll eventually do a room tour in like the near future. That's just the thing about me. Like, I just get so invested in a series. I want to learn more about it. Obviously I'm gonna check out some lore videos, and then I'm also going to collect a lot of merchandise, because that's just how I am with like any series that I like really get myself into. But like the main reason why I got into Final Fantasy VII, I really love the characters. Like, I love Cloud. Like, I love the whole mystery surrounding Cloud. I wasn't aware of this until I obviously played this game, that Cloud doesn't really know who he truly is, and I don't really know anything beyond what I played from Rebirth. So if there is people that do know that played the OG game, just keep it spoiler free in the comments if you can. So that's one of the reasons why I love Cloud, not just because he looks badass, the way that his character is being portrayed in the story, the whole mystery with the character, his whole connection with Sephiroth. And since we're on the topic of Sephiroth, I absolutely love Sephiroth. I think he's a very well written villain. I love the whole history behind the character. Aerith, I absolutely adore. Aerith is probably like one of my favorite characters in this series. Like, she's definitely in like my top 3. I just love how wholesome she is. I love how she's always there for her friends. That's what made me really feel for Aerith's character throughout these 2 games that I played. I love Barrett. I love the whole attitude of Barrett. I love how Barrett is kind of like, a father figure to the group, which is really awesome. And especially what I witnessed with Barrett when I got more insight on his backstory. I'm not gonna dive into it just in case there's some people that haven't played Rebirth, but that made me fall in love with Barrett's character even more. Same thing with Tifa. Looking at Tifa's inner struggles when it comes to her relationship with Cloud, it's just, really interesting to see. Yuffie as well, very fun character, love her vibe. Vincent, a lot of mystery surrounding that character, which I'm sure I'll find out in the 3rd version of the remake trilogy, because I heard Vincent is like a fan favorite and he's like really popular. So super excited to get more insight on him. I like Cait Sith. I like his attitude. I think he's really funny. And also with Sid as well, I'm really interested to get more insight on him. Red 13 as well is really awesome. Love learning more about him in Rebirth. Basically, like, the whole gist of like what I'm trying to tell you guys, I just love like how these characters just pop out at me, where it's like I get really invested in their journey. Like I want to go with them on their journey. I want to experience everything that they're experiencing as well. As I said, you know, these 9 core characters of Final Fantasy VII, when it comes to like the main party group, they're awesome and I love them so much. The other thing I really like about Final Fantasy VII as well is obviously, you know, you're gonna have those people that just play games just to play games, where they just want to, you know, beat up a whole bunch of enemies, which is cool still at the end of the day. But the thing about me is I love Final Fantasy VII for the story, you know, stuff that goes on with Shinra, stuff that goes on with Cloud, like I mentioned, you know, the whole mystery surrounding Cloud, all these inner struggles that all of these characters go through, which you end up seeing throughout the game, is having that thought in your head where it's like, what's going to be happening next? With Remake and Rebirth, it just left you on a cliffhanger where you're like, okay, what direction are they going to be heading to next? So things are going to be a lot different this time, because like obviously you're going to get those things from the OG Final Fantasy VII in the next game as well, but since this is like a different spin with like a couple things that the director wants to do with the series, you never know what sort of direction it's going to lead down. And like I really hope I was able to get my point across of why I love Final Fantasy VII. It created a bond between me and one of my best friends that I unfortunately lost, and it also introduced me into this like new world that made me fall in love with everything in it, between, you know, the characters, the story. It was just like a very memorable experience, and I would love to go back in time and do it all over again. Like that's one thing for sure that I'm never gonna forget, is my journey with Final Fantasy VII, like how I got into the series and what led me up to the point where I am right now. But I do plan on like putting out all the videos on Final Fantasy VII on the channel. If I ever do have an idea that pops in my head that I wanted to talk about it, I'll probably end up doing it. And you know, other things that are gonna remain surprises for now that I will be showing you guys on this channel. But I just thought it would be nice, as I said earlier, if you guys just sat down with me, you guys got to know my whole story when it came to Final Fantasy VII, because I just want you guys to know a little bit more about me, you know the type of things that I'm into, to see if we have any sort of connection there. So that's the whole thing that I love when it comes to being passionate about something you love, is that you'll always find other people that are passionate about it as well, which is like always a really cool thing to see. That's honestly all I have to really say for this video. As I said, I wanted to make this video given my thoughts on why I love Final Fantasy VII so much. That's going to be pretty apparent whenever I discuss it on this channel, so you guys will be aware of that. But if you guys have anything you guys want to say personally, like your own personal experiences with Final Fantasy VII, like how you guys got in the series, or any other thing you want to share with me, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And if you guys want to follow me on my social media, make sure to do so in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace out and have a fantastic day.